we have a special guest today who is open to talk and share her experience. We're all bundled up because it's cold here in Florida. It's probably not really cold, but you know, as Floridians, we think everything is like super cold. But she's not just a guest, she is also a good friend and a fellow survivor. So let's give a round of applause to Patricia. All right, so I just kind of want to tell you guys a little bit about Patricia. She's a mom. She has two beautiful girls that have an amazing vibe, and obviously they get that from their mom. Super sweet girls, love them to death. Patricia is a great friend. She is a super hardworking mom that does everything on her own. And when I say on her own, I mean on her own. Would you agree?
I agree.
Very much so.
Yes.
But Patricia, unfortunately, is also a fellow survivor. Her case is a little bit different. And I've told you guys, abuse has many faces. It could be physical, mental, emotional, financial, sexual, and I'm sure the list goes on and on and on. But those are the only ones I've had time to study. So I'm going to be asking Patricia some questions just so we can kind of get to know her and understand her situation. So tell me about all of this happened with the girl's father, correct?
Correct.
Did this ever happen? Like, did you ever have any kind of abuse in a prior relationship?
No.
No. Okay. So this was all very new to you.
Yes, very fresh.
And how long were you guys together?
We were together from 2011 to 2018.
It's a long time, 7 years.
Yes.
7 years. All right. And then I know you said it didn't start right away. So like tell me a little bit about the beginning, the honeymoon phase when everything was good, you know.
Well, I met their father at my job, and he kept pursuing me, and I was not ready for a relationship. But I guess I would consider him the rebound. But I figured, what's the free dinner? So I went and had, actually, it wasn't even a dinner, it was ice cream.
Okay.
So it was started off small, and then obviously as the days passed by, got a lot bigger. But he was very sweet. He wasn't one of the ones to like open the doors and stuff, but he was one of the ones that would, talk to you, text you good morning, things that would make you feel good.
Love bombing.
So, things that would make you feel good, and leaving a relationship prior, I craved that. So I liked it.
Wait, was that the Dominicano?
Yes.
Stay away from the Dominicanos.
Dominicans are bad. So are Haitians. But, I was just like, and I've always said I was never going to date, somebody that wasn't Hispanic. But then I was like, you know what? Let me step out of my bubble. And I stepped out of my bubble, and I gave someone a chance. And throughout the years, I started noticing more and more things.
When did you get pregnant? First time?
The first time I got pregnant was March of 2013.
So 2 years later.
2 years later, yes.
Okay.
2013, I was pregnant up until 5 months, and on our OB appointment to find out the sex of the baby, there was no heartbeat, and I felt like my world turned upside down then.
Absolutely.
I had a lot of guilt. I felt like I did something, especially with it being my first pregnancy.
Oh yeah.
And
yes.
being a nurse, in the back of my head, I kept thinking of, what did I do? Did I, move a patient wrong? It was always me thinking of, what did I do? I did deliver the baby. Obviously, the baby was not born. And, it doesn't get easier as the years go by. But I feel that that was the moment when my mom told me, like, she wanted to ship me to New York. She wanted me to leave Florida. She wanted me to leave him without knowing.
Because she wanted you to leave because she noticed
instinct.
Oh, so nothing was happening yet.
No.
She just had
she had an instinct.
Damn.
So nothing happened yet. And me being young and, dumb, I was like completely in love. I'm not going to do this to him. I just lost a baby. So we lost the baby. I delivered the baby August 9th of 2013. I bought a house November of 2013. Till this day, I don't even know how he moved into the house. I put the down payment. I was smart enough to not put his name on the house. And we started living together, but it wasn't until January where I started noticing a shift in his behavior. It was January of 2014.
So
that was
like 3 years later,
2014. No, yeah, 3 years later.
since you guys started dating.
Yes.
Okay.
But remember, we had the baby in 2013. So it was like 4 months after we had the baby that I started noticing the shift in behavior. It could be also because now we live together, so I didn't notice that behavior prior
Oh,
to
that's
our
true. I
relationship.
didn't think about that. Yeah.
So, a lot of things happen behind closed doors, and I think that's what happened. Was I started noticing things that I would have never accepted. Text messages at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning from females that he considered friends. Every Friday he would started going out. So he also had a daughter with his first relationship.
Okay.
So I was a mom without being a mom. And years later, I consider myself like the glorified babysitter because even though she was not there for me, she was always with me. So in my heart, till this day, like I consider her my daughter as well, my bonus daughter. I've always treated her, the same as I treat my children.
Oh, absolutely.
So when I was ready to leave, I found out I was pregnant with my first daughter. And I stayed. I stayed because I didn't want to be a statistic. And that was my whole big thing, is I did not want to be a statistic. I most importantly wanted to prove my family wrong, that he wasn't who they said he was. Again, mother's
third
instincts.
time they were hearing this. Third time.
Yeah, mother's
1,
instincts.
2, and 3. Third time they were hearing. I didn't leave because I didn't want to be a statistics. I was afraid what people were gonna think, what people were gonna say. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So, throughout the pregnancy, I became high risk pregnancy. I had a rough pregnancy, a lot of emotions. I started noticing
scared
more,
probably because of what already happened.
Correct. I started noticing more and more behaviors that I was not willing to accept.
Was he already acting aggressive or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. So it was just like light cheating, diet cheating, or
cheating is cheating in my eyes, no
No, I
matter
know,
if
but I'm
it's
saying-
a little piece of sand. Like,
no, but I'm
it's
saying
just-
like you ain't never caught him in bed with some other
Oh yeah,
girl.
no.
So that's why
It
of
was
course it's
innocent
cheating.
flirting.
No, it's
that
still
was-
cheating, just
yeah.
as like Coke Zero, cheating zero.
Yeah.
¿Me entiende?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I literally started noticing more and more behaviors. And on my last, he wouldn't do stuff either. Like, he would go out, and when he'd come home drunk, and he would clean the house. So I didn't say anything because I woke up to the house clean.
Whoa, wait a minute.
I was pregnant, so I didn't have to clean the house.
Wait, so dude would go out, get drunk, and come home and clean?
Yep. I woke up to nice floors.
You know what? Where's Nancy? Nancy was here, and when her man got drunk, he would be physically abusive. When my ex got drunk, he would be verbally and physically abusive. Ain't none of these fuckers ever clean. Damn.
Yeah, no, the house was clean. Okay. The house was clean.
Well, damn, that's good.
So yeah, I woke up, the house was clean, and I'm like, okay, let me shut my mouth. All right?
I don't blame you.
Yeah, let me just keep my mouth shut. I didn't have to do it myself. So that was another thing that he did, was he did his own laundry. He never wanted me to touch his laundry. I don't know why. Now, years later, I figure why. But I was with the other one.
Oh,
but
Lord,
yeah, no,
mercy.
I literally I didn't do his laundry.
I see what you're saying. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't suspect anything. And then I always said, what happens in the dark always comes to light.
Always.
So my daughter was born October 24th, but on October 23rd, after I left my OBGYN's office, I wasn't feeling well. I went to lay down, and I had this intuition.
Always.
And I grabbed the iPod. I knew the code, and I clicked on the code and saw all these messages from a specific person, and that put me into labor.
I've experienced that, so I understand what you're saying.
This is my second pregnancy. My first pregnancy obviously was very traumatic because I lost the baby.
Absolutely.
Now it's traumatic again because I had the official proof in my eyes that it was infidelity, and delivering a baby, like I literally had to keep my mouth shut because
Did you
I did
confront
not.
him about it or no?
No, I did not. I was in so much pain. Like that pain was like nothing compared to the contractions I was having.
Wow.
But the biggest fear was the heart rate of my daughter was going down. So I went into emergency C-section.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
But right before all that, also, I was in a car accident because he didn't want to pick up something that my parents had bought. So me being an independent woman, went myself, picked up what needed to be picked up in a car, rear-ended me. My belly hit the steering wheel. So I was in the hospital right before I even.
Yeah, I think I do remember you telling me that. Oh my
So
God.
I was like, I did not go through 9 months of pregnancy to then lose a baby.
Absolutely not.
Once my daughter was here,
was he happy? Did he act happy or whatever, at least in that moment?
So it was distant. It was very distant.
I get that pause.
And
trust
even
me,
though he didn't realize that I already knew what I knew, it was very distant. But I kept, as a new mom, all the hormones are shifting, and I just kept my mouth shut. I don't know how I did it, but it was literally eating me up inside. So I had like the postpartum depression, like I was always crying, but I would do it behind closed doors because I didn't want him or anyone to see me crying, because I didn't want that to see a sign of weakness. I felt like crying in my eyes was a sign of weakness. And then it was Thanksgiving of that year that he left the house, and I hear a ding, and here I am in the iPad, and I saw the text messages. So I went and basically confronted him then, and I was called crazy. I was said, he told me, I remember these words, he told me, good for you, should have been going through my stuff.
What?
Yeah. So I actually grabbed the baby and I just drove. I didn't go to my mom's house. I literally just drove with basically a newborn, a 2-month-old. Not even 2 months. She was a month old in the car, just driving and crying because I was so upset that I had never pictured my life at that moment where it was. I had never pictured me being a single mom. So, he would apologize, and I wanted my.
Did he ever admit to it, or he just?
Oh no! Till this day, he will not admit to it. He
Does
would
that
not
sound
admit
familiar,
to it.
people?
So when I was ready to leave again, was the following year. I begged him to go to therapy with me. I'm the one that has the issue. He doesn't have an issue. And I remember telling him, like, for someone who loves me, if I'm the one with the issues, you should try to support me. Absolutely. And come with me to therapy. He would not. I don't know if it's a Haitian thing or if it's a culture thing, but he would not come. So I started coming to therapy, and by then
I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So I started going to therapy, and I had, because I was so depressed and ashamed of what was going on, I was slowly like isolating myself from my friends, from my family. And the therapist told me, no, you need your friends, you need your family more than ever. When I was ready to leave, I found out I was pregnant a third time. So I was pregnant in 2013, 2014, and 2015.
Wow.
So I was pregnant with our second daughter. During our maternity photos, that's when I saw a side of him I've never seen before. And that side was the photographer was taking pictures, and she said, inadvertently, she didn't know what was going on. She said, move closer to her, pretend like you like her. And that's when his demeanor changed, and his pictures were like, he was mad. Like he always looks mad, but in these pictures, he literally looked so angry. And when I got the pictures back, I started crying because I'm like, a happy moment was literally like, you look so miserable. But once the pictures were done, we went home, and he threw what I call an adult temper tantrum. He hit the wall. He made a hole in the wall. I've never seen that before. He bent something in the bathroom, the towel holder in the bathroom. I got scared, and I literally grabbed the baby. Mind you, by then I was already 9 months pregnant with my second daughter. I grabbed the baby and I drove. I didn't go to my mom's. I didn't go to